probably noticed this sort of magic trick happening with the architecture. The walls are literally disappearing. Today, we're jumping straight into the exact intersection of high-end aesthetics and hardcore modern engineering to see exactly how architects are erasing the line between indoors and out, using the elegance of slim profile design.
So let's start with a really fundamental question here. What is the ultimate luxury in modern design? I mean, traditionally, we've always thought of luxury as adding things, right? Ornate detailing, heavy materials, grand columns, the whole shebang. But in contemporary architecture, the absolute pinnacle of luxury is increasingly defined not by its overwhelming presence, but by its distinct absence. 20 millimeters. To put that into perspective for you, that is roughly the width of a standard US penny. Architects are completely revolutionizing spaces using these remarkably slim 20-millimeter frames. By utilizing advanced aerospace-grade aluminum and structural glazing, which is where the glass actually bears the structural load, the physical frame shrinks down to a mere fraction of what it used to be. And the best part, it doesn't lose a single ounce of structural integrity. To really understand why this is such a game changer, we're going to look at 4 key things today: maximizing unobstructed views, flooding spaces with light, the minimalist aesthetic, and finally, seamless indoor-outdoor integration. All right, let's hit number 1, maximizing unobstructed views and letting nature take center stage.
Look, the primary goal of modern luxury architecture is to connect your indoor living space directly with the environment around you. The biggest enemy of that goal? Visual barriers. Traditional, thick frames act exactly like harsh boundaries, harshly disconnecting the indoors from the outdoors. Historically, windows just had to be tiny and heavily framed because massive sheets of glass were structurally impossible and incredibly expensive. But today, those bulky frames just create this heavy perimeter that traps you inside and actively blocks the outside world out.
But then you apply that 20-millimeter design and the paradigm completely shifts. The structure practically becomes invisible. By minimizing the frame width to this extreme level, the architecture itself just gets out of the way. It stops competing for your attention. Instead of looking at a window, you are finally looking through it, allowing the beautiful view outside, whether that's a sweeping mountain range, an ocean horizon, or even just a beautifully curated garden, to rightfully take center stage in your living room. Moving right along to number 2, flooding spaces with light to energize the interior. This is where the engineering actually pays off in your day-to-day experience. And honestly, it comes down to simple math. More frame inherently means less glass area, resulting in a much darker, more confined interior space. But by stripping that frame down, architects maximize the glass surface. The result is just pure magic. Natural light floods deep into the interior, completely turning a space that might have felt boxed in into a sprawling, sunlit sanctuary. And the impact of all that extra sunlight is profound. It's actually biological. This influx of light totally transforms a room. It makes the space feel incredibly spacious, creates this vibrant atmosphere, and even regulates our circadian rhythms to foster an energetic mood throughout the entire day. The home actually shifts and changes dynamically with the sun.
Okay, on to our third point, the minimalist aesthetic, which is all about the philosophy of subtraction.
We've all undoubtedly heard the phrase, less is more. But here, it's not just some overused cliche. It is the core underlying philosophy driving high-end contemporary design. In modern architecture, luxury is defined by clean lines and the total, ruthless removal of visual clutter. Side by side, the difference is absolutely staggering. Thick, bulky frames introduce all this visual noise. They can make a space feel really dated or impose this heavy industrial feel when what you really want is serenity. Slim profiles, on the flip side, are sleek, sharp, and sophisticated. It's a quiet design that doesn't fight with your decor. It just seamlessly elevates the whole room.
And finally, number 4, seamless indoor-outdoor integration, effectively removing the boundary.
Let's actually follow the physical journey of these sliding doors. Step 1, when they're closed, you get a stunning, continuous glass wall. Step 2, open them up, and the boundary is physically removed. But the real magic is step 3, pocketed. In high-end designs, these doors slide smoothly straight into the walls for total integration. They literally just disappear, making your living room and patio one massive, unified space. So, bringing it all together, the slim profile impact is pretty undeniable. It perfectly bridges high-end aesthetics with modern engineering. It connects you seamlessly with the environment. It completely maximizes natural light, and it totally removes visual clutter. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to chew on. If modern luxury is truly defined by what we remove rather than what we add, what barriers will you eliminate in your own space? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll see you next time.